Hey everybody, I wanted to jump on really quickly. Like I said, a lot is changing with me in terms of business, and you said you were interested in, just some tips and stuff that I want to share. So I wanted to just jump in and do that today. This is not really gonna be very long. I'm going to be talking about how to fund your business, how to fund your business. Last time I talked about the three things that I implemented to get me started and launching and in position to launch in business. But this time I'm going to talk about funding your business. I talked the last time about when starting a business, how research is free, right? Like I shared, I research everything. A lot of times, we Google a term, we read a little bit, but research is more exhaustive than that. Sometimes I can spend hours just researching because I want to fully know something. And why? Because if you launch a business, it's not just enough to just throw it out there and think that money is going to come in, but you have to know your business, whatever your business is. You have to know it better than anyone else. You have to know it better than your customer that you're providing that product or service to. And you have to know it better than your competition, right? So you don't want to just launch a product. You don't want to just publish a book, or you don't want to just create a tea. You want to know that business better than anyone. The goal should be you researched and they didn't. They just threw it out there, but you researched. So you know teas, you know brands, you know quality, all of that stuff. For instance, if you were in the business of selling sheets and towels, you wouldn't just say, here's a towel. You would know that there are different thread counts to sheets, and there are different types of cotton. There's Egyptian cotton, there's the regular cotton. If you've ever used a towel, you can tell the difference between a cheap towel and a luxury towel. It's more plush. It soaks up the water when you're drying off your body. So you have to know the type of product you have, whether it's, just an entry-level product. You have to know if it's something that people can invest a little more in. And then you have to know if it fits the luxury. The same thing with books, the same thing with journals and all of that stuff. You wouldn't take a basic book or a basic journal and try to charge luxury prices for it, because you might make one sale, and then when the person gets it, they feel like they didn't get for the price what the product is actually worth. So the goal shouldn't be to get the most that you can for every product, but you should look at your product and say, what is a fair price for this, right? I'm off track a little bit because I'm supposed to be talking about funding today, but I just wanted to share that. But let's talk a little bit about funding your dreams. A lot of times when people have ideas for business, they're at a standstill because they're like, oh, I don't have any money. I can't fund my business. And let me just add this. If you launch a business, you need to have money for marketing. There's no way to launch a business, launch a book, launch a t-shirt brand, and then have no money for marketing. So you're just sitting there producing the product, but you're not marketing it to anyone, and it's not getting out there, and you wonder why you're not selling anything because you don't have a marketing budget. So launch when you know you have marketing to at least help the wheels start turning on your business. It's not just you have to say, oh, I published a book. Oh, I did a t-shirt. Oh, I have a service. But you need marketing money behind it. That's why I don't understand, when there are courses out there teaching you how to sell or teaching you how to grow on social media, and I have several of those courses, you should have money put aside to say, yes, I'm investing back into my business. So I'm going to take this course, or I'm going to learn how to sell the right way. Or I'm going to learn how to grow my social media. So I'm not just sitting there, hammering the same 10 people over the head. This is my new tea. This is my new book. This is my new shirt. You need money to help you market if you launch a business. Marketing is part of launching a business. So do not launch a business if you do not have a marketing budget. Okay? But let me get back to my point. So here are some things, and these are things that either I've done or I know people who have done it, so it helped them find money or create revenue to launch their business. The first one, sell dinners. Now, there are people who cook. They cook very well. I remember when I was working a 9-to-5 job, there were several people who would come because working for the city, you get paid every other Thursday. So payday Thursday is what we called it. And there would be people who knew that people got paid on Thursday. And that means Friday, hopefully you didn't spend it all and you had money left, and they were able to provide their services. So for instance, they tell you what they're cooking. We're cooking fried chicken, you're gonna get some green beans, and you're gonna get some potato salad. So a lot of times in the summertime, you don't feel like cooking, you don't feel like going out for lunch. It's hot in New York City, those concrete streets. The sun comes down and bounces right back up. That's why they call it the concrete jungle. And they would take orders from people, and they would make money frying chicken and, doing a little potato salad. And then they put that money aside to do what they really want to do. Some of those people went on to launch a catering business. Some of them did something else. But, when I say sell dinners, it's not limited to that. Maybe you know how to bake cupcakes, bake cakes, begin selling them. That doesn't have to be your business because it's the tool that you're using to generate revenue. You can do that to generate revenue and then do what you really want to do after you've put that money aside. Okay? And here's something that I did, and it helped me a lot. I remember when I was a book reviewer, and I was on the list for a lot of people's publishing companies. So when the books came out, I would get a copy to read and write a review and tell honestly what I thought about the book. So I ended up with stacks and stacks and stacks of books. And what I did is, at the time, there were lots of used bookstores that would gladly pay me for the books that I had. They were in perfect condition. When I read them, I didn't rabbit ear the pages or anything. I just read them and, zipped through them, and they still look brand new. They take used books, they take textbooks. Sometimes based on the edition, they wouldn't take some of the textbooks because newer versions had come out, but a used bookstore is a good way. If you have like stacks and stacks of books, me right now, what I do is, the books that are like tools for what I do. So I'm in ministry. I have a Christian counseling book. That's a book that I'm probably never going to sell. I have a book on supernatural provision. I'm looking at it right now. Supernatural access. Those are key books and key staples in my life. So those are books I'm not going to sell. But periodically, I go through my books. My husband goes through his books, and sometimes we donate them to the library. But if you are somewhere where there is a used bookstore, you can actually go there and get money for books. And a lot of times it might be $2 or $3 for a book. Depending on the textbook, it might be $5. And that's money you put aside. You don't pay a bill with it, but you put it aside to help fund your business. Have a business fund, create a business fund, somewhere where you open an account and you put money in there that is just going to be for your business when your business launches. Okay. Another great way to fund your business is through eBay, Poshmark, or Etsy. If there are things that you make or things that are made that you can sell. A lot of people scoff their nose at that because it takes time and effort, but you can dedicate a Saturday to just putting the listings online. Find 10, 15, 20 things around your house. a blouse you're not wearing anymore, a skirt, a pantsuit, books. You can put books on there too. And then you sell them. Again, when that money comes in, don't go pay a bill. Don't go to a Cheesecake Factory. Put it aside for your business, right? Also, you can do a fundraiser or a GoFundMe. And a lot of times, when people do fundraisers and GoFundMe, if you're telling people about your business, you're a single mom, I'm not saying create a sob story, but if you're really in need of help and you're really passionate about what you're doing, there are people out there who will sow into what you are called to do and create. You just have to find the market. You have to find the people who are interested in what you want to do, or people who are willing to help. So I'm not saying, create a GoFundMe and then every day you're like, hey, give to my GoFundMe. You don't want to beat people over the head. Those who want to be a part of what you're doing are going to sow into it. And those who don't are going to see it and say, okay, well, I have an idea too, and I'm trying to sow into my idea. So a fundraiser can be a way, but I would definitely say use all the other avenues first before you do a fundraiser. You can also do fundraisers. If you remember back in the day, you can just search online or Google. There are ways that you can get like boxes of chocolate and you're selling chocolate bars to people for $2 or $3 or however much it costs nowadays. Back in the day, it was like $1. And you can put that money aside. Fundraisers are not just for schools. So you can do a fundraiser. I think they have fundraisers with M&Ms and Skittles and all of that stuff, so you can raise funds. I believe you have to sell a certain amount. You get a portion, they get a portion, but that's another way. If you have a family or you have kids or you mom and dad is alive, they can probably help you too, all help, sell so that you can get that revenue coming in for your business. And all of these are creative ways. You just pick whichever one you think is going to work best for you. If you have people that love to eat, they love your macaroni and cheese, or they love your sweet potato pies, then, why not do that? Why not pick that? Like around the time we're going into, Thanksgiving season where people are going to want pies. If you do that well, I do that well, by the way, but I don't sell pies because then you have to figure out how to ship it and all of that. Too much work. But if that's your thing, do that and earn some revenue. Okay? Also, and this is the last tip, take pre-orders. So I've told my clients that in the past, and it doesn't work for everyone because a lot of times in order to see a benefit of pre-orders, that means you have to have a platform or a group of people that are going to support that. If the people that you're connected to are just people you went to high school with, or they're not very supportive, or just people that are on your page and they're just being nosy, then a pre-order is probably not going to work for you. But if you're connected to people who really want to see you succeed and really make it, you can take pre-orders. Say you're getting ready to release a book. You can do pre-orders for your book and, probably not even have to pay any money out of pocket if you get enough people to pre-order your book. Or you can do the same thing with t-shirts. But here's the thing that I say about pre-orders. When you take pre-orders, you really want to be responsible. You don't want to take people's money and then, you're dragging your feet for 3 or 4 months while you're producing the tea or producing the book. You don't want to have people waiting forever because then they're going to be leery about ever shopping or buying with you or pre-ordering from you again. So I would only say take pre-orders as a last resort, or if you know for sure that you're going to have the product by a certain date. And then it won't necessarily cost you anything to birth your idea. So again, like I said, I'm making a transition. I'm not going to be doing a lot of what I'm doing now anymore, but I just wanted to do a few quick series of lives where I can pour out some nuggets to you because I've done this kind of stuff. I've been successful in this kind of stuff, and I want you to be successful too, especially those who are following me on Instagram and are in my private group. So if you're in my private group and you're not following me on Instagram, you probably should be, because there's going to be content there that you're not going to get anywhere else. So you can follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/MissPrincessDom, and we'll connect there. If you have any questions, if you're like, what about this? Is this a good idea? Is that a good idea? Drop those below and I will get back to you. I will probably try and do a video where I will try and collect the questions and just do a Q&A session where I'm answering some questions that you really need or want the answers to. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful. See you soon. We'll talk.